Take up arms. Fight! Fight!
Welcome to another video with The Escape. I'm Nick, and we're going to be talking about the latest news going on at Warner Brothers Discovery. The Mad, not the Mad Hatter, not the Mad Titan. He's more the dark side. We'll go DC. He's the dark side of Warner Brothers Discovery, and he's claiming another victim, Batgirl. So, a lot of people are asking why. Why did he cancel Batgirl? Well, let's take a quick look here. So, CEO of Warner Brothers parent cut Batgirl because he didn't believe in it. So Warner Brothers Discovery boss, sorry, this article is by Alexandra Stigrad. Warner Brothers Discovery boss David Zaslav didn't mince words about the company's controversial decision to cancel releases for Batgirl and Scoob Holiday Haunts. See, no one talks about Scoob. We're not going to launch a movie until it is ready. Zaslav said in a quarterly earnings call late Thursday, we are not going to launch a movie to make a quarter. We're not going to put a movie out unless we believe in it. So, Warner Brothers, whose other properties include HBO, CNN, Warner Brothers, HTV, and TLC, shocked fans to announce earlier this week that it would scrap the already completed not Scrap Girl, sorry, already completed Batgirl, starring In the Heights star Leslie Grace. So people are shocked that he's just cutting this movie, but they shouldn't be shocked at all. He's already cut the CNN Plus service, which was $300 million, and it's been estimated that the cost of the Batgirl movie is between $70 and $90 million. So people should not be shocked that this movie got canceled because at this point the man was tasked with cutting $3 billion from the budget, and at this point, $90 million is essentially a drop in the bucket. But also, he's not going to support something that he doesn't believe in. If he thinks it's bad, then why would he put it out? A lot of people are upset about that because uh, they're saying, well, everybody's blaming the testing of the audience's score. But here's the thing. So everybody's bringing this up. So let's show this real quick. So Batgirl had the same test audience score as Black Adam, and yet Black Adam is getting released theatrically on streaming, but Batgirl was canceled. So there's a couple things behind this. So if you believe the rumors as to what was happening, the storyline going forward with a lot of the DC movies going forward was, well, it's kind of MCU-ish where it's a DC where except DCEU, where basically it was going to be all the women were going to be taking over the movie franchises. So you're going to have a Batgirl, you're going to have Supergirl, you're going to have all these women basically taking over the universe and not going to lie. I don't know too many people who just want to see an all-girl DCU universe, DCEU. In the comics, that's fine. In the movies, I don't want to see that. So getting back to the test scores. So a lot of people are saying here, the Batgirl test score at 4.2, Black Adam 4.2. Comparison, the Batman had a 7.8 score, the Suicide Squad had a 5.2, and the Joker had a 9.7. Now, am I supporting this because I think the Black Adam is going to be great? I don't actually think so. But here's the thing. So you have Leslie Grace, who, and not anything on Leslie Grace, I hadn't heard of her before this movie. I have heard of The Rock. So when it comes down to, are you going to take Leslie Grace's track record versus The Rock's track record? Unfortunately, we have to go with The Rock. And not to mention, part of the thing that David Zaslav came up, said at the meeting was that he had a 10-year plan for the DCEU. And basically saying Batgirl's not part of it, Black Adam is. So there's rumors also that the Black Adam is going to have Superman introduced at the end of the film. Sorry, spoiler rumor. that he's going to be introduced, and essentially, in some things, I saw a Doomcock video, so I'll give Doomcock a little bit credit for this rumor that basically Black Adam is kind of going to be the Thanos of this universe. That being said, I really hope that's not the case because I don't really care for The Rock nearly enough for him to be involved to completely be weaved into the entire DCEU going forward. But that's part of the problem when The Rock makes money. Leslie Grace clearly does not bring in the type of audiences that comic book uh, people want. So moving forward, Zaslav, Zaslav, I am under no assumption that David Zaslav is here for the fans. David Zaslav is simply here to make money. He is here to make money for the people that buy stocks, all his, board members, all that type of thing. So, do I like what he's doing? Yes. Do I think he's doing it for the fans? Absolutely not. I am under no. I don't. He's not here for the fans, guys. If you, he is simply going. This is what makes money, and this is what does not make money. And if you want to make it a woke thing, clearly the woke stuff does not make money. So now they're trying to do what conventionally has made money in the past. It's about that simple. And what has made money in the past? The Rock. So moving forward, The Rock will be part of the DCU. How much? Have no idea. Now let's get back to part of the root of the problem. So DC has several problems, and at the root of it is its comics. And if you've seen this panel, and this came out for Harley Quinn number 18, and see here's if I read this panel in a comic book, I would literally immediately throw it in the garbage and set it on fire. So in this panel, it says, "See, you can shoot Joker in the face, but it's much harder to shoot issues like homophobia and systemic racism." Immediately in the trash. Immediately burn it with fire because that is not. Here's the thing, guys. The reason we call this show The Escape is because we believe escapism is important, and one of our favorite forms of escapism is comic books. And when you interject things like the political nature of the today's world into the comic books, you just make people want to go even farther away. I don't understand. So part of the issue is there seems to be a very in the deepest roots of the writers' rooms, there's some type of activist in there for some reason and think this is the way that the world should be. That's fine. I have no problem with you trying to fix the world, but fix the real world first. Trying to make interject these things in the comic books isn't fixing anything. Hate to tell you. All it does is just irritate people who like me, who just want to take a 20-minute, 30-minute, escape into a comic book or, into a cartoon or, and you're just making it so much harder where you get to the point where if you look at the sales, comic book sales are down for a reason. And there's a reason manga sales are up because people don't want to read your product. It's that simple. And once again, so getting back to Zaslav, Zaslav really needs, if he really wants to make hard, deep changes at DC, he really needs to go to the comic books. So he's already cut most of the CW, if not all. Batgirl movie's been shelved, and definitely not even a thought of it ever seeing the day of light. He's just no, get that thing out of here. No, I do not want to see that. Now, if he really, really wants to make a difference at DC, he needs to get to the comics where the root of the problem is. Now, if people want to even remotely compare the Snyder cut to the Batgirl thing, you clearly have no idea what happened there. So, just a quick recap. So, the Snyderverse or the Snyder cut stemmed from Zack Snyder. Obviously, he was essentially given the keys to the kingdom as far as the DC movies. He was in the process of making the Justice League movie, had a tragedy in his family, and then he stepped away from project. Joss Whedon took over, and that's when you got ridiculous things like them trying to CG out Henry Cavill's mustache, and it was just a disaster. And the movie was a disaster. It was bad. Trying to compare a tragedy that happened in Zack Snyder's life versus essentially just a terrible Batgirl movie that the head of studios or the head of WB Discovery said, "That's garbage. That's not gonna make money." You clearly I think you're missing the point of what, you know, bring or the Snyderverse cut was about. So, trying to make those correlations is just ridiculous, but, David Zaslav, I'm with you right now. Like I said, I don't think he's doing it for the fans, I think he's doing it to make money. But in order to make money and to make DC Comics better, you have to go really deep and cut a lot of people out of DC Comics. I don't think he can do it. Like I said, I've been a huge fan of Jim Lee since I started collecting comics in the early '90s. I love Jim Lee, but I think it might be time for him to go, unfortunately. Excuse me. And in order to fix DC Comics, you have to do a lot of cutting, and I don't even know if you can even save DC Comics at this point. So, that being said, let me know what you guys think. What do you think about the Batgirl being cut? What do you think about David Zaslav being the dark side of DC Comics and just going to town and you know what do you think the what do you think are the changes that Zaslav needs to make in order to make DC Comics better? Does he have to go to the comics or can he do it from the outside of just the entertainment stuff like the animation, the TV shows, the movies? So let me know what you guys think, guys. Thanks for watching this video. Take care.